Hello, do you want to be happier? No? Okay, you can switch off. Bye, 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 bye. Oh, you said yes? Sorry, I thought you said no. If you want to be happier, yeah, as I guess 99.9 of us wants to be, then you need to be more grateful. I know you already knew this news. It's not a news flash like, oh, I never knew that. No, you know this. You know this because you have heard it over and over again. And maybe you have even put it in practice to be more grateful. But still, you don't understand the ins and outs of it. Let me give you, let me question you something. Have you ever met somebody who is ungrateful and happy at the same time? Are you thinking about somebody? I bet that nobody comes to mind. Why? Because being ungrateful cannot make you happy. Because now, I don't mean that being grateful is like all spiritual and you need to forgive your enemies, even if in a kind of way, it helps. But I will arrive to that point in a moment. Being grateful is very, very important because it doesn't not only improves your life, but your health and your relationships. Your relationships, for example, have you ever done something nice to somebody and received a thank you? Maybe you didn't pay much attention. Thank you for your gift or for something you did for them. And they say thank you. Okay, that's nice. When you do something for somebody and they zip it up, that's not so pleasant. Yeah, you will have done it anyway because you're a nice person or you want to do that thing anyway. But when we don't hear thank you or a form of appreciation in any way, we feel like, even in relationship, like when you're in a couple and you feel that you're given for granted, that's not a pleasant sensation. I've been there, and I would be very sad if I made somebody else feel given for granted in a relationship. So the thing is to improve your relationship when you're grateful and you don't give the other person for granted, then your relationship will improve because news breaking, nothing and no one is for granted. Life is beautiful, but life can be also incredibly sad or hard or unfair. So today you have the person you love that you care for. It can be a sibling, a parent, a friend, your partner. Tell them how much you appreciate them. Really do, because the things I regret is I didn't say enough, I love you, or thank you for this to people that are not in my life anymore. And it's sad. So do it, not because for this reason, because of fear, but just do it because it's the right thing. And even if people don't tell you back, you're going to get appreciation from other people and stuff. The thing is, the more grateful you are, the better also your relationship will improve because you will start to notice small things. Like a silly example, for example, we do have a Brita thing at home. And it's nice when you find it full, so you can just go with a glass and fill your glass with water, filtered water instead of from the tap. As we're trying to avoid plastic as much as we can, so we have the Brita filter, so we don't buy plastic bottles. And it's a nice gesture. I'm happy when I find it full because I don't often find it full. So it's always a nice courtesy. So are these small gestures that when you give them for granted, question yourself, are they really for granted? The thing is, life doesn't own us anything. So anything you have today, you have to be grateful for. And I'm not saying me because I'm commanding you, because let me tell you this, whenever I go deep down into like a feeling blue or angry or resentful, it's because I'm not being grateful. So I'm the first one who feels this way every so often. And then I need to remember myself that anything I have is not for granted, because the head, the hair, the eyes, the mouth, the voice, the fingers, the legs, the house, the roof of my head, I don't know if I will have it forever or tomorrow. Something can happen, and it happens every day. Somebody in the world loses something you really want, and you have, sorry, something you have, somebody else in the world loses it. So we need to be more grateful, not for a spiritual or religious reason, but just because to improve ourselves. So if you don't want to do it for a greater cause, because you don't have that kind of energy and you are feeling selfish, do it for a selfish reason. Because when you're happier, people connecting with you will improve the relationships. And also, being grateful improves your health. It's been proven, scientifically proven, that happier people get less sick. And it's also because when you're grateful, you are more careful of what you eat and what you don't. When we are ungrateful, which is the opposite of being grateful, when we are ungrateful, we have emotions that are negative. We are more angry, frustrated, sad, depressed. And what you do when you have those feelings? You maybe watch more telly than usual. You eat junk food to get that boost of feeling good, and you try to fill your emptiness that you feel inside with food that is bad. So when we are grateful, we are on a different emotion level. So we are feeling happier. And this makes us feel healthier by consequence. It was very interesting as I have studied quite a bit Holocaust survivors. And it turns out that the ones who are still alive have always been the most grateful, as everything was taken from them. Everything. Most of them have lost their families, their spouses, or even their kids, taken away by other people. Your house has been taken away. Think about your possessions, your loved ones, your dog. Everything has been taken away. You get thrown out in a camp where you're dressed with basic clothes, and you need to work very hard. You get very little food. So I've been studying the Holocaust survivors very in depth because it's been something very close to my heart. It really scares me how humans can become so mean and dangerous to do something to another human being. So I've always studied this phenomenon on a deep level, even if for sure I never been anything through like that in my life. And unfortunately, that wasn't the only time. That's the most famous one, or let's say infamous. But these kind of camps have been also existing in East Europe till a few years ago. They existed in the Soviet Union and other countries in South America. There are these, and probably they still exist, just we don't know about it. But it's terrible when they take away the freedom of you. And yet, Holocaust survivors are the happiest people because they appreciate everything, because they learned nothing is for granted. So this, and when I listen to interviews, they're grateful for the food they have, for the roof they have above their head, for the pet they have, for the spouse. It doesn't matter, they are grateful. So this is another proof that is extremely important to be more grateful. Because the opposite of grateful is ungrateful. So where everything is an own to you, you are entitled. Of course I will have a good job, or I have a good house and a good spouse. I'm entitled to that. I'm afraid that's not the case. Your spouse can walk out of your life any day if you become an unpleasant person. And the house over your roof can be taken away if you lose your job and there's something drastic. Now, I don't want to become too dark in this webinar, so let's lighten it up again. My point of this webinar is to learn how to be more grateful, to live happier lives. And not from a spiritual meaning, because I can tell you from a scientific point of view, it's scientifically proven better relationship, better health, better emotions, and what else am I forgetting? Oh, and you deal better with adversity when you are grateful. And also, as I was saying before, when you do something for somebody and they don't say thank you, it's like very like upsetting. And if somebody never ever tells you grateful, doesn't appreciate, you kind of lose the passion and the desire to do something for that person. Like, for example, a date. If you pay for somebody else because you want to treat them and they don't tell you even thank you, you know what I mean? It's like, I wanted to do it as a nice gesture, but a thank you is like, you're not entitled to get a free meal, no? Well, the point is, I lost my track of thoughts. Okay, yes, date. Yes, because I'm watching dinner dates, and so many times the person doesn't even say thank you. I'm like, wow, that's rude. Anyway, yes, I'm watching a bit too much television, I know. So being grateful is important to improve your life. So do it for yourself, because sometimes being selfish is necessary. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of others. It's like, I have this glass of water. If you ask me water, I can give you this much. If I drink all this one and you ask me for water, I am like, I can't give you. I just have a glass. Do you want a glass? And you are like, I'm thirsty. Like, I can't help you. I don't have water. So fill your glass first, and then you can give it, share it with others. Or like the metaphor of the airplane. I used to be a cabin crew. So when the oxygen mask, if they ever fall down, even by mistake, you don't know if they fell by mistake. So if they fell and you didn't hear an announcement from the captain, then wear it on. If you have a child or a husband or whatever, first put it on yourself, then put it on them. Because when the oxygen goes, you have literally seconds before you faint. So first take care of yourself, because your child will probably not be able to make you wear a mask. So first wear it yourself and then take care of others. This is why it's very important that sometimes being selfish is a good thing, as long as you don't become an unpleasant person. Remember, the synonymous of grateful is thankful. Thankful, what a beautiful word. Thank you. And like, I have been working with a person who now we became friends, Francesca, and her company is called Grateful, and it's all about being grateful. And she taught me, she was like, when I wake up in the morning, she opens the curtains and she tells the word, thank you, good morning. And she's a very solar, beautiful human being. And I'm so blessed to have her in my life, because she brings that shine, that lightness. And she helped me a lot to become much more grateful, because I was stuck in a route where I was feeling that I needed to be so serious to focus, and I needed to be serious before I could play and be light. Instead, she taught me the way around. First, be light and have fun on a daily basis, and your life will improve, which it does. Whenever I put her teachings on board, that happens. It's like, woo. Now, the today's video, I am grateful for, a part of all the things that I have in my life and all the amazing people that are in my life. I have a weird situations, someone who I never ever expected in my life to be grateful. Let's say, I don't agree with this person at all. This person doesn't know I exist. I know this person exists. Let's say it's a guy. Let's call him, I don't know, Nigel. And we have very different views of the world. And today's video, I am saying thank you, Nigel, to push me to do this video, even if you don't know I'm doing this video. I got challenged by somebody to make this video, or pay to this person's group £100. I wouldn't like to give £1 to this club, as I don't like at all the way they see the world, or humanity for that matter. So let's say I am thankful. Nigel, I never thought I would say this to you. But yeah, I am. Because even you helped me to do this video, which I've been procrastinating a lot. So thank you, Robin, for pushing me, Robin from Fearless, to push me to do this video, as I was waiting and waiting and waiting. And it's incredible how I totally know what I'm not supposed to do. As a therapist and life coach, I know exactly what tricks we use to self-sabotage or to do procrastination and to postpone in the future something we can do today. Yet, knowing all these things, we really need other people in our lives. So the video today has been made today thanks to Janine, thank you, my accountability buddy, Robin, and this Nigel. I thank all of you for helping me and pushing me to do this video before I was feeling ready. So I'm grateful for all of you. Thank you. And to all of you who have been on this journey, I hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you soon. If you have any questions or you would like to get in contact with me, look at the description below or write the question you want to ask me in the comments so I can reply to you as soon as possible. And by the way, if you're struggling and you're feeling out of whack, I have created an online course, which is very simple to follow, but maybe not easy because the concepts are simple, but not easy to follow. And you will find the course description in the link below. It's very simple to follow. You can do it in several days or in a day. It's up to you how fast you want to go. But it's all about simplicity. The concepts are so simple. We are complicating our lives, and yet the best in us is when we declutter our mind, we declutter our lives. The happiness, to feel that energy, is when we declutter and we go back to basics. If you have ever read any Greek philosopher, those things they said 3,000 years ago are still valuable and totally applicable to our lives today. And they didn't have internet, they didn't have iPhones, they probably had Nokias. No, I'm joking. They didn't have any means of communication. They will send people or pigeons for sending messages to somebody else. So literally, technology is not here to make us our life happier. It's these struggles you are having, we always had them. So the online course is full of simple tips that you can apply on the day, on the spot. And I have been through all of those. So I have only speaking about, I only speak about things that I've tried myself. So those are all things that I swear they work if you apply them, because I've been through all of them. And if I'm not careful, I slip out and I'm back to square one. So I often need to listen to my own online course to go back on track. And so I will put the link below.